Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here, Golden Opportunities Coaching YouTube channel. Welcome to those of you who are new. Welcome back to those of you seasoned veterans of what we do around here. What we do around here is connect with the benefit of connecting with you on a regular basis, usually several times per week. We try to do that, and this is an audio series continuing our foray into helping you to get the most out of your life on a hopefully continual basis. Anyway, this is our life lesson series 191. Things that life may be trying to teach you that you may not be paying full attention to. If you're looking for life, business, relationship coaching, would love to be of assistance to you in that way. Please feel free to reach out. Keep your feet on your ground, your mind in the moment, and accept some assistance where we can. Would love to help. If you are looking for such, please feel free to reach out at PO Perception on Twitter and or in the About Me section of this YouTube page. Either way, you'll get in touch with me or my team, and then we can go from there. So the first thing in this life lesson series 191 is things that the world's trying to teach you that you may not be paying attention to is believe. What you believe eventually becomes manifest. What you believe eventually becomes reality in some way, even if it's just the energy or the thought or the emotion of something. If you take enough time with a thought, if you take enough time with a belief, it eventually becomes your conscious or actually unconscious focal point. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that it has to stay that way. It also doesn't necessarily mean that it has to move that way. But in the end, there's value in looking at what your life is becoming and what your beliefs say about what your life is becoming, because when those two things are congruent, it goes well. When those two things are incongruent, trouble happens, emotional upset happens, broken relationships, lives, and all of that can take place and often do. And so your beliefs are important. The next thing to look at is your why. Understand that everything that happens in life has to have a compelling why for it to be helpful, for it to work out well. In other words, why are you doing what you're doing? Why do you believe what you believe? Why are you moving in the direction you're moving? Why do you have the career you do? Why do you surround yourself with the people you do? Why do you have the beliefs you do? When your why is working for you, your life is moving forward. When your why is not working for you or out of alignment with what's in your highest good, then your life begins to go in a negative or at least circular, at the very least, direction. It doesn't mean you're a failure. It doesn't mean that things can't change. It also doesn't mean that you can't get to a place of believing differently and then altering things in a positive direction. But when your life is not in alignment, going into a why that is more open ended is important because and kind of looking at that is important because when you do that, you'll get to a place where things are, uh, you know, getting to a more balanced place, or at least a more expansive place, or at least a more focused place. So that is helpful and can be helpful. Next thing to look at is understanding the value of kind of looking at not quitting on yourself. Look, life can be challenging. Life can be harder than we want it to be. It can take longer than we want it to take. It can drain us from feeling like the energy we're putting in is going to pay off. It can drain us from believing that anybody sees the effort we've put into something. But that doesn't mean that we don't have value. It also doesn't mean that the value doesn't exist even if other people don't see it. And so it can be super challenging in a lot of ways to move yourself in a direction that is ultimately kind of less bogged down, for better point, and kind of keep in mind that sometimes quitting and adapting are two different things. Quitting is completely giving up on something. Now, if you've outgrown a desire, then it's important to admit that to yourself. Sometimes what we want when we're younger, sometimes what we want when we're in certain situations can shift and change. And if you've outgrown something, it's worth looking at. But consistency in what you desire and also flexibility in giving yourself permission to change have to be balanced in an equal way in order for life to live well. So balance your ability to change with your commitment to whatever it is you're trying to achieve, and you will live your life in a positive direction. So hopefully this is helpful. I encourage you to keep your feet on the ground, your mind in the moment. Till next time, everybody.